Welcome back, everyone, to Roadium Radio. And this is not a actual Roadium Radio episode. This is just a Roadium Radio celebration. We're celebrating today. 4 years ago, I started this podcast on September 11, 2019, not even knowing if anybody was going to watch. I had 238 subscribers. I think I had like 38 people on the live chat. And I thought I'll be gone in a couple of months. And 4 years later, I'm still here. So honestly, this only happened because of you guys. So I truly, truly appreciate everybody that has liked, commented, subscribed, and even those that have commented negative. You know, honestly, you're just like feeding me like to keep going. So, but you know what? Earlier this month, we hit 100,000 subscribers. So it's actually a double celebration. 4 years and 100,000 subscribers for, once again, somebody that didn't think they were going to be here no more than 6 months. So once again, it's because of you guys. That the reason why me and my team are here. So, but you know what? I wanted to celebrate, you know, big time style, so on some big wheelie shit. So I invited my brother to come celebrate with me. And you guys know him. His name is bReal from Cypress Hill, Dr. Greenthumb.
Congratulations on the 100,000 subscribers and the rest, bro. I'm glad to be here with you, and salute to everybody watching who also made it happen, you know?
Absolutely. Thank you, you know, for being here. When I thought about, you know, who am I going to call? I wasn't going to call Ghostbusters. I figured, let me call bReal.
I'm right here.
All good, my brother. You know what? I wanted to ask you first, how long now has your podcasting been going? Not the Dr. Greenthumb, because I know you guys have been doing something for years on, your channel.
We started the bReal.tv site, where we were doing all the original live streams from probably in 2010 or 12, but we started from a site called Stickam, right? And it was the rival of Ustream. And I started doing the streams right then. And I, you know, like, because I came from radio, I thought, you know what, I'll do it like we did radio. Instead of doing it once a month, we'll do this 5 days a week and run it just like a mix show, like fucking around type of thing, right? Just to experiment with it. And I did not know that I'd be doing it all these fucking years later. Because like you, I thought, you know, I'll do this, and once I get on the road, it'll probably go away, because, you know, the tour life that we, you know, are used to with Cypress Hill and my solo stuff and all the groups that I've gotten involved in, we end up doing tours and doing a lot of shows and stuff like that. So it takes me away for a time. But in doing this, I didn't realize it would catch, and it would be something that even when I come back home, got to get back on it, because there's a following there and there's a expectation. And Julio G told me when I first started, he goes, "Hey, pimp, check this out. If it cracks, you ain't ever going to be able to stop this. You're going to have to keep going, you know?
Right.
Are you willing to keep going?" And for me, you know, it's always a challenge. You know, I love what I do. Anything I do, it's because I love to do it.
Absolutely.
I don't do it just to do it, because that's, you know, you're doing miserable shit at that point.
Exactly. Yeah.
So, you know, I love to do it. When I started doing the radio stuff, that's when it caught on to me. Like, I wasn't trained in it. We just somehow snapped into it really well, Bobo and myself, and that radio shit transferred from that to the streaming, and you know, it took us some time to get it right, but we're still dialing it in.
Hell yeah. Now, as far as the Dr. Greenthumb itself, how long has that one been going on?
How long would you say, Pedro? Like 10 years now? Yeah, about 10 years. Because we started it, when we first started streaming, it was the 420 show.
Okay.
We were the 420 show for the first, I'm going to say 4 to 5 years, 4.5 maybe. And then I thought that was fucking real generic. You know what I mean? Like, let me just use the name. You know, there's the song. Why not use the name? And I started using the name with the Dr. Greenthumb show.
Yeah.
And then we turned it into the Dr. Greenthumb podcast for a time. And then it went back to the show. It's had so many different formations in all the years that we've done it. From, you know, the original broadcast was in my studio in Chatsworth, where we were in the lobby doing the broadcast. and people coming in and out of the studio, man, you would see them just go in and out of the shot because we just were so green. We didn't know what we were doing. We're just doing it. But it started then as the 420 show. And then about, like I said, 4.5, 5 years later, we decided to change it because we thought the 420 show was generic. And, you know, why not use the moniker, you know, which was my alter ego, right? Dr. Greenthumb. No, you know, that's original. Nobody's using that, where there was like a dozen 420 shows.
Right.
So that was the cause of it right there. I was like, fuck it, I'll just use that, and it'll be me branding myself again with this show. Right.
You know what, the setup that you guys have now is like so fucking dope. The cameras are dope, the table's dope, and the way you guys have it just set up, it's so dope. I've been blessed to have been there like several times now. And I always have a good time when I go there, man. I know the last time I was there, I didn't drink. The time before that, the other 2 times I did.
Yeah.
But I like to go there and have a good-ass time.
We try to keep it loose like you know, like when you come down here, you feel at ease, and it's a fucking cool interview and the whole shit. Like you make people feel at home, I feel, you know, by watching it, when I watch it, and then being here when I'm here. That's how I feel. So, and I think that's important because it allows people to let their guard down and talk to you, whether they're just bullshitting or telling you some serious, like, you know, people need to hear this type of shit, type of conversation, right? So I try to keep it loose, man, and fun, as opposed to the way it is when you go to radio. Yeah. You know, it's very much a navigated interview that you've done 1,000 fucking times. And you don't want to do that to somebody who is in the industry along with you, like your peer. You want to give them a different experience. So, you know, that's what I try to do with the Greenthumb show. Just be random as fuck and make it a good time, as opposed to the uptight type of time you have when you go to the radio. You can't smoke. You maybe could drink if they're not so uptight, but realistically, artists really can't be themselves. They got to be self-editing at all times in their head, the things I should say and the things I can't say, and then the expletives on top of that. And then I can't just light one up if I should choose to light one up. Right. You know, and it's an uptight situation, and most artists don't like going to be interviewed on the radio. It's a necessary evil. Yeah. I don't want our show to ever feel like it's a necessary evil. Like, you come because you want to have a good time, and you know you're going to, and if you've done it before, you know you're going to, right? Yeah. And that's the theory, man. Just, you know, have a good time and let it not be about the bullshit. Right. Because most people, when they, you know, like you've seen it, a lot of these shows, they want to dig deep into the bullshit. Yeah, very true. And push buttons. Yes. And then, you know, the artist ends up leaving there like, I ain't never going back to see this motherfucker again.
No, that's the truth. You know, this next question, your answer is really going to help me, because I've been doing a lot of brainstorming lately, reaching 4 years today. How long have you given yourself a time limit? Like, oh, you know what? Let me do this for a couple of more years, and then it's a wrap with this podcast. Moving on. Where do you see yourself 5 years from now? Do you still see yourself podcasting, or unless something new else comes along?
Well, you know, for me, it's always to branch off into something, you know, trying different things, and you know, so I always look at this something that I'm doing like this with the podcasting as a training ground for something, you know, something else later. Right. You know, like the radio, the time that Bobo and I were at radio trained us to be on the air now, as it relates to this podcasting shit, right? And I believe that the podcasting is getting us ready for a different plane. Okay. So it's always to take us somewhere else. Right. You know, and still doing what we love, because realistically, that's at the heart of it. You know, if we didn't fall in love with broadcasting, which I didn't think I was going to, it was an opportunity, and I thought, you know, yeah, okay, why not be on the radio? But when I realized the tool and the platform that it was, I was like, well, okay, now I understand. And I had a different respect for it. And I realized that it's a communication tool. It's power. It's like anything I got going on, I'm going to let you know. Right. Right. And and so that's when it started. So I fell in love with it then. When I would let it go is if it became a chore to me, you know, like if man, we just got to do this today. Psst, yo, Pedro, I'm not coming in today, dog. Tell the guys they're running the show that they're like, when it gets to be like that, when it's like it's tiresome and not fun.
Right.
But it's always fun because we got a cast of characters and everybody got a different opinion about something.
Yes.
And so it you know, the conversations get thrown around, and sometimes it's really hilarious, and sometimes it's like, what the fuck?
Right. The reason why I'm asking B is because lately it has been coming for me more like a fuck, I got to do this again. And it's starting to become more and more. So I came up with this idea, and I told my team, I'm probably going to give myself one more year and see what happens. If I feel different, you know, at the end of the year, then maybe I'll keep going.
Right.
But right now, I'm just kind of giving myself one more year, and then it's a wrap.
Right.
That's the way I feel. I love doing it. I enjoy it, but there is times that I'm just like, fuck, man, I got to sit down for 2 hours.
You feel it gets in the way of life.
Yes. Yeah. Now, I do it sometimes 3 to 4 times a week. You do it 5. So my question to you is, do you ever feel like, fuck, I got to get up?
There were the times, like, you know, when I would come off the road and have to jump right into it. Oh, wow. But I'm used to that, right? You know, I put myself to this for some reason so that I snap in immediately. I used to do it with paintball, right? Like, so I'd be on a 2, 3, 4 week tour, sometimes a month and a half. And I'd come back and there'd be a paintball tournament popping off, and I'm the captain. So if I'm in town, I have to show up, you know? So like I'd come off the plane, I'd be calling my guys, hey, go get my gear at the crib and I'll meet you over at the event. And like, just snap in, right in, no rest, just go into it. And I applied that sort of same energy into doing the podcast. Like when I come in, I'm immediately in there, because if I take like a week off, I might take another week off. Oh yeah. And then I might take another week off, and then before you know it, hey, you guys go ahead and run this podcast. Right. I'm gonna just supervise it from here, and y'all go ahead and take the reins. You know, because sometimes when you take that time off, man, you know, like you ease back so much that it feels good not to have all this responsibility, because it's responsibility to be on time, be accountable, line up everybody and line up the guests, and like have the topics of conversation and stuff like that. You got to lead it, right? Yes. And it feels good sometimes to take that break away from it. And you know, like I get it in the way of going and doing these tours. That's my getaway so that I can appreciate it and it's not overwhelming. So like, yeah, you know, I felt that way about touring, to be honest with you. More like, man, I'm gonna give this another such and such, because like I love doing the shows, but the travel is a pain in the ass. Yes. But then when I get out there, do you still get that rush? I totally forget that I even thought that, and it's like I'm back in love again, man. That shit's hard. It's the traveling is hard. The shows are not, you know, we love doing that. And no matter how exhausted we might be at the end, right? Because we give 1,000%, we still love that part of it. It's the travel that sucks the life out of the shit. So that's when I find myself saying that, it's because of the travel, not because of the shows. Okay. Yeah. Okay. You know, the footage, whoever takes the footage for your page that you post on the bReal TV and then your bReal page, because I follow both of them. The footage is fucking amazing, bro. Whoever you got is doing a fucking great job. And then the concerts and the crowd is just going fucking insane, bro. Yeah. Fuck, I'm like, shit. I got a good squad in that. Like, it's a combination of Pedro here, Aton, Ray, who we call Ra Ra, and Javi Lopez. Javi Lopez is a G with that shit. Yeah. And it's and our boy on the road, Trace, who comes from the Bay Area radio, KMEL. Okay. And you know, he was a on-air personality, and we'd known him for like 20 some odd years, and he finally started coming on the road with us to, you know, capture certain moments while Aton is getting other footage and stuff like that. So we got a pretty good squad, man, you know, from our road crew to our at-home bReal TV squad, you know.
You know, the last time I saw you perform was in Bakersfield with the Bobby D Presents. Much love to Bobby D.
Salute.
And you were there with the whole squad, and Cube was headlining.
Yeah.
Okay. I'll be honest with you. I was there to see Cypress Hill because I hadn't seen Cypress Hill since the 90s.
Right.
So I went there to see Cypress Hill. After that, I left. That was it. I didn't even want to stay for Cube. Much love and respect to Cube. Honestly, I mean, I'm thankful that I seen Cube perform when he was at NWA, you know? But I was there to see Cypress Hill because I just love seeing you guys, bro. I think you guys are fucking dope. You guys are very different, bro. And you guys are like my top 4, I believe, or 5 when it comes to stage performances. And everybody knows that who's watched Roadium Radio know I always name them all. You know, the top. Well, I'll just give them to you. NWA was the first one that I ever saw.
They were dope.
Yeah, man. And I was like, holy shit, like, this is amazing.
Yeah, they put on a show.
Yes. The next one that I saw, and I saw him perform at the Palace, KRS-One.
KRS-One, my favorite.
Yes. And then you may know them, Cypress Hill.
I heard of them.
Those guys. And believe it or not, when the Ghetto Boys dropped that, I believe it was called Can't Be Stopped. Or when they dropped that album, we did a couple of shows with them. Fucking amazing, bro.
Yeah.
The energy that those 3 guys gave, much respect, and rest in peace, Bushwick Bill.
Yeah.
You know.
They had a show. They definitely had a show. For us, you know, we were always competitive. And we go by that old school hip hop shit where like you don't like, there's no rapping over your track.
Right.
And knocking down the songs. And the things that we do that are different than most is that we allow the DJ to fucking cut loose.
Hell yeah.
And Bobo, you know, for both of them to like add things that ain't in the original tracks.
Yes.
But that give some different life to it in the live arena, right? So, you know, these are things that like we key in off of that we do different than everybody else. I mean, we don't have a full band or anything like that, but you know, Bobo and DJ Lord make up for not having that band because what they do is extraordinary. You know what I mean? And so when people come, they get the full aspect of what a hip hop show should be in terms of dudes rocking their verses, sounding like they sound on the record.
Yes.
The DJ getting loose and not just playing the song and going into the next song and a couple of jiggas here and there. And the percussion player full out playing drums and percussion back and forth between songs, but it all making sense, right? No one really does that. And we've been doing that for a long time. So, you know, the longer you do it and the more you do it, the better you get at it. You know, it's like that they say, you know, you put in those 10,000 hours.
Yeah.
And that's the sum of it. That's where our live show comes from, you know, doing a lot of shows.
I'd never seen you on percussions until I saw you that day. It blew me away. Like you and Bobo were just fucking it up. And I think Sen was doing, was it Tres X?
Yeah, he was doing one of the Spanish songs. Yeah.
That shit was hard. I was like, fuck. And I remember because I was standing right here, Magic Girl was right here, and then here we had, you know who came out, Scopio? DJ Quick.
Yeah.
And he was just rocking like, okay. You know, because he's also pretty good at some percussions.
Oh man, he's crazy, yeah.
Yeah. But to see you up there, I'm like, fuck, that shit was hard. And then to see you DJ, yo, this I didn't think you knew how to spin, bro. I'm gonna be real with you. You know, and then I'm like, wow, this guy's this shit's hard.
You know, like I've been a turntable enthusiast since, you know, day one, watching Muggs get down, like practicing for his DMC battles.
Yeah.
Watching him like, it would be cool to fucking do that.
Yeah, exactly.
It wasn't my lane, but I was always enthused by guys like him and DJ Aladdin because I got to see both those guys practice all the time. Yeah. And in all those times, I'm taking notes so that when Muggs fucks off to New York to do whatever he has to do and I get to watch his apartment, I'm on those turntables practicing what the fuck I saw. And, you know, one day he saw that they were different than he left them. And he was like, hey, what's up? Did you get on, touch the turntables?
Right.
Like, yeah. He's like, show me what you did. And I was kind of showing him what I thought I was doing right. And he corrected me. He goes, okay, this kick here, that's that. Here's the snare, tat. And he showed me the difference and where those cuts were and how to bring them back and all that shit. So he knew I was sort of, like paying attention. So he gave me that little game to see where it would go. And that's where I started. I started with that little shit right there. That was the inspiration. And little by little, I would learn from different people how to DJ, how to cut, how to mix, the certain tricks and all that stuff. And no one knew that I was practicing
low key,
you know what I mean? But I started practicing more in the last 7 years, something like that. Julio G got me back into it.
That's dope.
And so I was practicing ever since. It was at a sound check. He saw me, doing the chases like I was fucking with its time, but at the regular speed.
Right.
And he was like, oh, here, let me show you this. And then he shows me, and then he says, when you go home, practice at, put that shit all the way up.
Yeah, the highest speed.
The highest speed. That's where you practice at. So I had my turntables at home. I took all the notes and pumped it up to that speed, and ever since then. And that was probably good 8 years ago. That he got me back into it, and then I started DJing clubs and crap like that. But all the while where I was practicing the DJs, when Bobo came into the crew, I didn't know how to play percussions, but I always wanted to be a drummer.
Okay.
So, but my father wanted me to be a truck driver, so like he wasn't paying for no goddamn drum lessons, you know what I'm saying? So I had to wait till I was 22 to meet Eric Bobo, and I'd be listening to him, playing with the Beastie Boys and then eventually playing with us. And I hit him up like, hey, teach me how to play. And he showed me just some basic shit, and it started there. And I started getting better at the basic shit. And then we start doing a routine during the Cypress Hill shows.
Dope.
And so that whole shit we do with Lord and Bobo, it started off with me and Bobo doing a routine. Then eventually when Julio comes in, it's the three of us.
Oh, wow.
Where I would start with Bobo, and then I'd go to Julio. We'd do the whole chase thing. It's time, and then all that shit, and then go back into Bobo. So it was like a three-way lock between us that we used to do. It's probably on YouTube somewhere. And then when Mixmaster Mike came in, that's when I backed off, because I was like, I could play percussions, but what him and Bobo need to do is something beyond what I'm capable of right here, because they go fast.
Right.
And at that time, I didn't have the speed. I could probably do it now, but at the time, I didn't have the speed. But I still keep my hands off of it now on the turntables and percussions, because what Lord and Bobo do now is fucking ridiculous. But I geek off of it hard, because I want to go play percussions with Bobo, and then I want to go jump on the tables with Lord. But these guys are very exceptional. I mean, Lord is one of those fucking guys, you know. So I don't want to slow them down for vanity's sake, because I want to go and get it. But but it started there, So I learned how to DJ, and I learned how to play percussions, because those were the two things that, like, aside from writing and rapping, that I was like really geeked on,
Yeah. There's a lot of things that I learned from you, people that I call the greats, a lot of things you guys say, a lot of things you guys do. And one of the things that I've realized from people that I consider great is little things like this, which could be considered big things. You guys always, at least for me, always show up on time.
Right. We try.
Yeah. I had 2 years ago, maybe longer, prayers. I had him here, and he showed up maybe about almost 50 minutes early. And I said, oh, you're early. And he said, yeah. He said, because I respect you and I respect myself. He said, I respect your time.
Yeah.
He goes, and I need you to respect my time. And I was like, okay. And then I started learning that from a lot of people. And I'm like, these people that have really become something and that are successful is because this is their job. This is what they do. They take care of it and they respect. Now, today I had a conversation with somebody. Somebody said, if a motherfucker shows up late for me, this is the guy, he's a very successful man. He says, I'll cancel him, I won't have, because he doesn't respect my time.
Yeah.
You know, he said, especially if I made an appointment with him like 2 weeks prior and I said, be here at 12 and he shows up at 12:30, he said, it's a wrap.
Yeah.
And just today, I just started thinking about it. And I started seeing all the people that are great, but are not as big as they should be.
Right.
And I started saying, maybe that's the reason right there.
That's a great point, because a lot of very talented people, a lot of great artists step on their own toes because they're not accountable. They're not responsible. They want to do some of it. They don't want to do all of it. Sometimes they might be in the mood to do all of it, but sometimes they might not be. And it's those inconsistencies.
Yes.
You have to be consistent to be successful. Like, so if you're one of those people who says, I'm going to show up for these interviews and I'm going to show up on time and I'm going to be ready and I'm going to get down with it. If you do that, if you stick to that, people know that they could count on you and rely on you, as opposed to the guy who shows up to some of the interviews and talks to some people, but a lot of times he doesn't show up without any good reason. And, you know, people don't necessarily want to talk to him.
Yeah.
You know, and it's those little things, man, that talented people lose sight of. And they think it's just about the music. Oh, well, my music does all the talking and, you know, that should be enough. But it's not enough. It's never enough. That's a part of the game, and it's one of the most important parts. But to be there and be consistent, talk about your music, educate people about your music and who you are and where you come from and why they should listen to you and all this other shit, because these are things that you're not taught that you're going to have to talk about.
Yeah.
And you got to be willing to be there, as much as of a pain in the ass as it might be. I remember like all our first promo tours, all our first in-stores, we weren't getting paid shit. We had per diems. And for those that don't know what per diems are, those are like your living expenses that a major label provides for you when you're on a promo tour, so you could eat, drink, live on the road. And it's not much.
Right.
It's not much money. If you don't budget that shit right, you are out of money ASAP. Hungry on the road. Starving. That's where starving artist comes from, whether it's an actor or a musician, whatever. It's that you're living on a very small fucking budget.
Yeah. And
a lot of the times people can't keep up with that. They don't want to. It's like, I should be getting paid for this. And it's like, nah, you're building something to get paid later.
Yeah, absolutely.
And if you got the right music and you got the right attitude and the right work ethic and you show the fuck up, people hear about that and they say, these are guys or women that you could work with. Let's fuck with them. Yes. The minute you start being that flaky motherfucker, that hard to work with motherfucker, that person that just is unaccountable, and you know, and you don't change that pattern ever, you're only going to get so far.
Yeah.
And some of them are cool with that.
Yeah.
Some of them are cool with that because they don't want to be bothered with some of the shit. And some are, you know, they're questioned why they're not as big as they should be. And they're not looking in the mirror and being 1,000 with themselves and saying, you know what, I held myself back by not making myself available to do A, B, and C, and be willing to do A, B, and C. As long as it doesn't play you the fuck out, you go do it. But if, you know, obviously if there's a compromise there that you might be compromised, then you say, you know what, I respectfully say I will not do this because it's making me look a fucking certain way. But in reality, you got to be willing to show up to the radio stations and the mom and pop shops that, well, back in the day, yeah. You got to be willing to do all that shit in order for them to have confidence in, why should I put this artist in my store? Why should I give them the display over these guys over here? Yeah. And all that shit. You show up and you give them that love and you get with the staff and some of the fans that are there and show them why they should pump your shit. That's what it was about once upon a time ago. But it's all those little details, right? These days it's something different, but it's still the same premise.
Yes.
You got to show up and be willing to do the work to build a base.
Yeah.
Because you can't build something on stream numbers. Well, that's proven right now. I mean, like, I think we've all seen it, that these guys got, let's just say, 12 billion streams, but they're having trouble selling tickets to a mid-sized venue to fill it. And that's because they ain't doing all the fucking work that connects the dots, which is, you know, music to fans to show. Right? And like, this is a movement. This is a culture. This is not some fly-by-night shit. And, you know, most of the guys that don't want to do the work, the guys and the girls that don't want to do the real work, that's fly-by-night shit.
Yeah.
Here today, gone tomorrow. So sad for your sorrow.
Yeah. You being a podcaster right now and having a team, you know, podcasting, when you invite certain, you know, whether he's a celebrity, artist, musician, athlete, or whatever, you ever had those guys like, hey, B, I know you go live at 2. I'm not going to be there. I'll be there around 2:30. Let's start at 2:30. You ever get any of those?
Yes, all the time.
Okay.
But we started to, no matter what, we'll just fucking insert you into the show. And if all we get out of you is a half hour, then so be it. You know, we try not to force it, be rigid like that, and then not compromise ourselves. Because with podcasting, as you know, if you tell people that your daily schedule is Monday through Friday, 2 p.m. Pacific Standard Time, 5 Eastern, then you better goddamn well start at that time, because they'll hold you accountable for that. Like, what the fuck is up with this show? How come it's starting an hour late or whatever it is? They'd rather it start early if it's going to start at, you know, off time. But realistically, they want it at the time you told them. And, you know, when you got people that are going to hold you up like that, you got to sort of just move past them, do the show without them till they get there, and then insert them in somehow. So we've done that many a times, and usually those folks, unless they were fucking good and we got a good vibe with them, we don't really have them back. Yeah. Because like you said earlier, you know, unless they told us ahead of time, like, hey, you know, we want to do the show, but we got the schedule popping, so we're going to have to come in 30 minutes late, I'll respect that. Yeah. But if they fucking said 2 o'clock and they showed up at 2:30, 2:45, I already know, okay, this is a one-time deal right here.
Yeah, no, believe me, you know, and for all you future podcasters or people that are looking to start a podcast, a lot of times it's just not always fun. I'll give you like 2 examples. There was one guy, I told him, hey, man, he lived kind of far, like in the IE area. And I said, look, I know you're going to be coming kind of far. It was a Wednesday. You want to start at 8 o'clock? I wanted to accommodate him. Yeah. And he was like, no, 7's good, man. If you start at 7, start at 7. That's what he said. I said, all right, bro. I'm trying to be a little lenient because of traffic.
Right. Because it is a fucking stretch. Boy.
Yes, bro. So he hit me up about 6:30, so to go live at 7. He goes, hey, man, I probably won't be there till about 8. And I just said, look, bro, I already put on the flyer that we're gonna go on at 8 o'clock. Okay, well, check this out, dog. Start the show at 7. Call me, and I'll do the interview over the phone until I get there. No, bro, I'm not gonna fucking do that. I'm not. Yeah, no, that's... You know. So then I compromised and I said, okay, you say 8 o'clock, right? He goes, yeah. It's 8:15. Hey, are you close, bro? Just start the show, and you know I'll show up when I show up. Nah, bro, we're fucking good, homie. That day, I did compromise, and I think we went on about 8:30. Right. Okay. And then all he did was get fucking drunk and talk shit, and it wasn't even a good fucking interview. And then the next guy, I go, hey, man, we're going to go at 7 or 8 o'clock. He said, let's do 7 o'clock. Okay. He hits me up on the way. Hey, man, we're probably going to be there around 8 o'clock. And I said, the flyer says 7 o'clock, bro. I already told you. You hit me up for this interview. I booked you a month ahead of time, and I let him have it. I said, look, bro, you told me 7 o'clock. Okay, you know what? I'm not even going to get upset. Let's just do fucking 8. He goes, okay, what you got to eat and drink?
Oh, man.
And I said, what? And he goes, yeah, I got an entourage of like 15 people.
What?
Look, and that's the fucking truth. And you know what I did? Hey, bro, you know what? Just turn around, homie. I'm good with you. Yeah. And I just hung up.
That's better, man. Because realistically, that's Yeah, no, that's some other shit right there. I don't even know.
What you got to eat and drink?
Yeah.
Entourage of 15.
I got an entourage of 15.
Yeah, so
I'd be like, you better go hit McDonald's before you come here.
Exactly. Exactly. Now, let me ask you this. This is interesting. Has things ever gotten heated during a conversation on Dr. Greenthumb?
No, not that I recall. I don't think anybody's ever.
Because it's always chill right there.
Yeah, it's always chill. Because I try not to allow the drama. Some want the drama.
Yeah.
I'm not trying to do that because I don't want to like put a bad vibe on nobody. Like coming in, oh man, he was trying to instigate. I think that's why some people don't come. You know, some people might be afraid of like either I'm going to get them too high. That's one fear. It's like, oh, we got to get high, and I don't, you know, and. When we sit at the table, that's not the show. Like you can smoke or not. That's why we made the table, you know, so that if you couldn't get in the smoke box, you could come do the show. Sure, there's smoke, but you don't got to smoke it. In the box, you most definitely have to, unless we give you the one-time pass, which we don't do for everybody. It's got to be a very special occasion, and you know, and
Where do I sign up?
Oh, you want to get in? We can make that happen.
Honestly, you know what? I don't smoke, but like when I look at shit like that, I'm like, wow, that looks so damn dope. That is so dope. But I did see the one with DJ Quick.
Oh yeah,
and he was like, I'm fucking high.
He got high.
I'm fucking high.
You know, the guy who got the highest in there was Joe Rogan.
No shit.
Yeah, we got Joe. He was very uncomfortably high.
Uncomfortably high.
Yeah, because you could see it in his body language. He's like trying to find a comfort zone, like, and you know, it's because he also took a dab before he got in the car.
Oh shit!
And so, you know, we're high before we get in there. This is just what we do, right? I mean, it's like a daily routine. So getting in that car, it's really the only thing we're suffering is the heat because it gets a little warm in there.
Yeah.
But realistically, the smoke, this is what we do. I mean, you come to Greenthumb University, we train you to be an elite, top-notch smoker of any type.
You graduate with honors.
You graduate with honors. There's no turning back once you come in. So, like, we're used to that shit. Other people, you know, it takes them a second to adjust. And if they don't adjust, they're waiting to get the fuck out. And, yeah, Joe Rogan... This is my boy, and I love him, but he was waiting to get out that box. He was like, these guys are savages.
How long does it usually go for in smoke box?
Well, so originally when we started them, they were like a 12 to 15-minute interview tops because we knew that people weren't going to be able to go past that, right? And we were sharing joints at that point, you know, so it was easy. It's easier when you're sharing one joint with whoever's in there, if it's 2 or 4 people. It's enough smoke, but you know, it's doable. Now, before the pandemic and all that other shit happened, I had gotten sick through someone having FOMO of, you know, like they jumped in our smoke circle sick and they didn't want to be left out of hitting the weed because it's extravagant weed. And they got a few of us sick like that. And I fucking got a bad one. So after that, I was like, no more. I'm going to fucking, you know, we have enough weed to roll joints for everybody here.
Right.
Everybody's going to smoke their own shit in the box, out of the box, whatever. So I started smoking individual joints in the box.
Right.
That made it harder for other people because now it's 4 joints in the box as opposed to 4 guys sharing one joint. So it's like 3 times the smoke,
right, or
double the smoke, whatever. And so it makes it harder, man. And yeah, Quick, he got the smoke, but he hung. I mean, he made it through. He didn't ask for a pause. Where, you know, there was a couple people that asked for pauses for a second, and we don't normally do that. But I don't want to kill anybody, so we allowed a pause. But it's a serious fucking situation. It's meant to be fun, but it gets pretty serious.
Do you ever have any women in there that can really hang?
Yeah, there was Madison Ivy. She was an adult film actress. She, out of probably all the females, was like the heaviest. She came in with joints bigger than the ones I had. I had to re-roll my joints because her joints made mine look like little bitch-ass joints. And I couldn't have that. So I had to re-roll my joints. And, you know, her box was, her smoke box was pretty fucking smoky, you know what I mean? And she hung. She wasn't like trying to get out. Chicks have, you know, women have a high tolerance for smoke. Like in the dab world, like doing concentrates, some of them do more dabs than dudes do. Like their tolerance is crazy.
Wow.
So, you know, and then there, who else was there? Michelle Rodriguez, she was in there. She hung pretty well. She didn't smoke a lot, but she hung with the smoke.
So even just hanging with the smoke, even if you don't really smoke, you can really fuck you up.
Oh yeah, well yeah, definitely. I mean she smoked the joint. She just didn't like smoke like we smoke. Like we'll go through 2 joints in that fucking box, where other folks would just be like casually hitting it. But the guy who surprised me most was, I don't know if you ever seen that movie. What's it called? Grandma's Boy. You ever seen Grandma's Boy?
No.
Or any Adam Sandler movie. There's a dude named Peter Dante in most of his movies. This dude in Grandma's Boy was like the drug dealer or the weed dealer. And he was fucking hilarious. Yeah, and he had, yeah, it's based off of that. And the monkey, yeah, he had the monkey and the African homie with them, and they had a bunch of fucking animals in the crib.
Take one shot with me, B?
Sure, let's do it.
Okay, let's take one shot.
So when Peter Dante comes in the box, this dude is smoking like Fast Times at Ridgemont High, bro. Like he's taking these big old, you know, Spicoli stoner hits. Like he's gone through his joint in like 2 minutes. We're like, damn, we got to roll this dude some more weed because like he's blowing through it like faster than I am. I'm like, damn, this fucking dude could smoke. And he became a really good friend of ours. But like that dude got the medal. He could sit in there with the best of us, and like he's just smoking like a vacuum, man. Crazy.
Oh, yeah. I always say to a long and prosperous life.
Likewise, brother. Nice.
Now, one thing that I wanted to ask you about, because you guys didn't do this in a regular setting, you and your team were just recently with Cheech and Chong.
Yeah.
Make sure you guys go check that out on Dr. Greenthumb on YouTube. How did all that come about, and where did that take place?
So that was at the Woods on Santa Monica, and I think it's West LA or something like that, at West Hollywood or something. And I think it's owned by Woody Harrelson.
Oh shit! Okay.
And Cheech was doing a product launch there, and our team connected with his team because, you know, we've been friends a long time, and we thought, you know what, hey, let us broadcast there in one of the smoke lounges, because they got a beautiful smoke lounge. It's sick. Looks like a Zen tropical garden back there. They got 4 cabanas where, you know, you can go in there and get your smoke on and stuff like that. So they set us up in one of the cabanas to do the broadcast there. And originally we were supposed to just have Cheech, because it was his product. Chicheladas is an infused, you know, drink, 50 milligrams of THC in a michelada mix called Chichelada, and it's really good.
That's dope.
It's really good too. I'll say that. Like some of the drinks don't taste good. His actually tastes really good. So he was, you know, he agreed to do the podcast with us to plug the drink and to just chop it up with us, because he had never done any of our shows. Chong, on the other hand, has done the Smoke Box 3 times. He's sat at the table with us. You know, in the cannabis world, him and I have done many things together. So Chong and I have done many things together. I mean, he hosted our Cypress Hill smoke out one year. We almost put him in the hospital. So we've had a relationship with Chong, but we've never had both of them together. Like never.
That was classic.
And so, you know, Chong happened to show up to support Cheech in the product launch. They were doing a meet and greet together for Cheech's product launch. And, you know, so as I'm interviewing Cheech, Chong shows up and he's like, I'll sit in. And boom, we got him. I was like, oh man, this is the dream scenario. The dream scenario was the smoke box, to be honest. But I already know those dudes are like little bit older.
Yeah.
And that's not going to be an easy task for them to sit in that car. So doing the Greenthumb show made more sense. And fuck, it happened organically because we didn't even plan to have Chong. And he was like, you know, I know those dudes, you know, how people are asking them constantly to do shit. And I try never to, like, you know, impede on their time when they're, you know, locked in for something, because I already know, like, everybody's asking them for something. It's Cheech and Chong, you know?
Of course, yeah.
And I got lucky. I was fucking lucky that Chong, you know, has enough love for me to be like, yeah, I'll sit in for bReal. Cool. Make a bunch of crazy ass jokes that would get your average person canceled these days.
Yeah, exactly. Exactly. No, that was dope. If you guys want to check that out, Cheech and Chong with B and his team, go on Dr. Greenthumb's podcast. Make sure you guys like, comment, subscribe, and share.
That was checklist for me, because it's really, you know, we got a stoner show. It's for stoners primarily, but I mean, you know, we're inclusive to everybody.
Yeah.
If you don't get stoned, we still want you to watch the show. But that's like a milestone for us to have them two together, because it's rare to get them two together. Right. So that was big for us, and that was big for me, you know, as knowing them, and they did work on our Cypress Hill records. They've always shown up for me, man, and like, that's the biggest honor I could ever have in terms of this cannabis shit, because those are the godfathers right there.
Yes.
Who, you know, and I told them in that interview that they're like the way Led Zeppelin is for our generation. Like, we didn't grow up to Led Zeppelin in terms of, you know, their music was current as we're coming up, right? It got passed down to us from others who thought this shit is the shit. You need to listen to this. You're slightly young for it, but we're going to show it to you.
Right.
And then we eventually say, yeah, you know what? This is that shit. And Cheech and Chong was the same thing in comedy and for cannabis, you know?
Yeah. Was there anything, you know, knowing that this was going to be a conversation / interview, was there anything that you were just, you know, because when you grow up watching that, you always think, what's that one thing I would ask Cheech or Chong? Was there ever anything like that?
I asked because I knew that Neil Young, Rick James, and someone else had a band. It was either Bonnie Raitt or Janis Joplin.
Okay.
I think it's Janis Joplin. They had a band, and they were in Canada at the same time Cheech was. And I asked him, did you ever see them play? And he goes, nah, they were in Toronto, and I was in Vancouver. Because that's where Chong was from, I believe. He was from Vancouver.
Right.
And so, you know, he just went, he stood in the West, but went further north. And so that was the one question, because like everything else I pretty much know, and they've told us certain shit, you know, like, you know, just in some of their stories and hanging out. But what was great in talking to them is, like, you know, the way he got his museum up, Cheech, you know, the museum in Riverside for the Latino artists that exist, from all the art that he collected, and highlighting, you know, art from people from our culture, man, and
Absolutely.
and how it's been a success down there. And that's nothing to do with cannabis. I mean, it is in an indirect way, like, because his fame comes from being an advocate, a comedian that, you know, talked about cannabis and all that stuff. But he's much more than that. But it's dope how he's done that for a lot of Latino artists and highlighted the art he's collected from these particular artists. It's awesome.
You know, it's funny. I used to have another guy running my show before, and I'm glad he's gone. But
I know how that goes.
You know, I love my team, but the guy that was here before had emailed a certain. He's not an artist. Damn. Actor or a movie star. You'll know who he is right now in a second. And this guy actually emailed him back, and we were going to book him for the show. And the guy, my boy, told him, you know what, we don't pay people, just to let you know. I know you've been into business for a long time, you know.
He started with that?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
So he
start
said,
with that.
Here's all he asked for. Before the show, can I just have something to eat? That's what he said.
Right.
And he said, okay, well, what do you want? He goes, I don't know, like a chicken dinner or something. So my boy asked me, what do you think? I was like, yeah, I don't give a fuck. We'll feed his ass. Buy him a pollo salad from Tommy's right here. You know?
Love that.
So my boy asked me, why do you want that guy anyways? And I said, because I found out that guy hung around and knew Jim Morrison. And you know who he was? Ron Jeremy.
Oh, Ron Jeremy. Oh, yeah. He's in a twist right now, ain't he? Shit.
Yeah. And about a week or two later, that's when his ass got arrested. And I was like, cut off communication with that motherfucker. But yeah, bro. That dude.
We used to see him a lot at when we used to kick it at the Rainbow. Because we were there for like pretty much 10 years straight. We created a little scene over there.
Oh, shit.
Yeah, the owner, Mario, was a friend of mine. He became a friend of mine because, we started hanging out there by chance. One of my friends had gotten out of, had came back from vacation, as he liked to call it.
College.
Yeah, from college, exactly. His name was Big Worm, rest in peace. And he was down with the WWE wrestlers when it was called WWF. He used to know all those guys. He used to service a couple of them, And my bro Godfather, him and I were mutual friends of this guy. His name was Freddie Lisk. Rest in peace. He was a good guy. And so he had come back from college. And he was in L.A., and one of our mutual friends says, hey, I'm at the Rainbow with Big Worm, and he wants to know if you'll come down and have a drink with him. And I always knew about the Rainbow, legendary place for the rockers.
Right.
From every aspect of it, from every era. This is like, and punk. This is where all them go. The hip-hop cats don't necessarily go there because it's not our scene. I go there to go hang with him, and I'm with also with Dino Casares from Fear Factory.
Okay.
And he's very metal, so he's my friend, and our mutual friend was Freddie or Big Worm. He calls me over. I go down there and meet with them, and he's a big weed head. In spite of what he might have serviced other people with, he is a big-ass weed head connoisseur like myself. I had the OG at the time, and he had the no G. Right. And someone sold him and said, this is the OG, and it wasn't. I had it. You know what I mean?
Wow.
And so the homie was rolling his, and I said, now hold up. Roll mine. Boom. So we start blazing, and I'm thinking, fuck, we're right here on the Sunset Strip in the patio of the Rainbow, the front patio, not the back patio. We're in the front, and we're blazing, and no one's telling us nothing. The owner didn't come out. The manager didn't come out. Nobody came out. And we're like, wow. I was like, maybe it was normal for Worm, but he had just gotten to L.A., and Dino wasn't a weed head.
Right.
But I'm like tripping, like, wow, they're not fucking saying nothing. So the next night, I call a couple of the homies and I say, hey, we're going to go over here and we're going to kick it and blah, blah, blah. We do it again the next night. Now it's a few of us blazing, and we're sharing joints at this time, but we're rolling a lot of joints in circulation. And now no one is saying anything to us. So we start spending money there because we're like, we got to fucking spend money here because they are just looking out for us. They're not saying shit. They're just letting us do this. And so we would run our tabs up and then tip like a motherfucker, make sure that the servers were getting paid, the waitresses, everybody, like no one was skipping their bills. We brought like a scene there. And man, it became little Amsterdam over there for a fucking second.
You know what? I've never been there, bro, but I've always wanted to go there. When's the last time you've been there?
We go there every now and then for nostalgic purposes. Right. Whenever there's a celebration, we might go there. But we're real tight with the owners down there because they let us just do us. As long as we were being respectful, making sure that our guys weren't out of line and that they were all paying their bills and tipping.
Right.
And they were cool with us. And they would even cover for us. If the sheriffs came, the sheriffs would ignore us. On certain nights. But if we were doing it too much, the sheriffs would engage us and be like, there was one night we had 3 big ass bombers like this in rotation. Fuck. And this was before legalization. This is before the 215 initiative. This is before any of that. And the cops come and they're looking at us and they're laughing. And
that motherfucker's like, on some lavador, remember?
Right. They were fucking huge, big ass joints. And, we had 3 of them in rotation, and the fucking sheriff, they're laughing at us because they're like, we're being bold and shit right in front of them.
Right.
And one of them comes up, 3 of them, get the fuck out of here. Put 2 out while we're standing here. And we start putting the 2 out. We left the 1 in rotation, and that was it. That was the only beef we ever got there.
Wow.
From any, because the old man looked out for us and he looked out for them and they respected him. So they left us alone down there.
Is that shit open like 24 hours? Oh, man, 24 hours. 5 days a week? Or
Yeah, 5 days a week, 7 days a week.
Okay, I'm going to take my team one day because it'll be my first time going
Oh, man,
over
it's legendary. And they embraced the hip-hop heads that came down there while we were holding court there, because that became our kingdom down there. I mean, we were deep there, Tony. I mean, there was like at least 20 of us and, 30 of us sometimes from different camps, but all together. You know what I mean? And we made a scene there out in the front that hadn't been made at the Rainbow. Like most of the scene in the Rainbow is inside or the back bar where Lemmy used to hang, rest in peace. He'd be playing, his little digital poker or blackjack machines back there. There's a shrine to Lemmy back there. If you go there, you'll see it, because he used to spend all his time back there. He's back there, I'm in the front, and we got the front popping. I mean, people would smell us out there. They'd be like wanting to go there because they were like, what the fuck is going on here? These motherfuckers are blazing out in public.
Yeah.
One time, several times, but this one time, we're sitting out there, we're fucking blazing like goddamn chimney, bro. Michael Irvin shows up.
Oh, no shit.
And he's with this chick at the time. I don't, whatever.
And by the way, he just got his job back at NFL Network.
Right, good. Congratulations to my dude. Good guy. And he passes by and he sends the girl back and said, hey, Michael Irvin wants to know if it's cool if he comes back and sits with you guys. And I'm like, hell yeah, you bring his ass right back over here. And we got Michael Irvin stoned, and he started telling us stories how him and other players, be smoking up. And then he started calling me every time he would come to town. Oh, shit. And like, to like hook him up. So me and my other homie Mario, salute to Mario, we'd go hook him up, and we'd sit there and watch Dallas games with him. I'm not a Dallas fan, but Mario was, so that's why I took him. And Mike would be watching, we'd be high, and he'd be like, he's in the game, right? And anytime Dallas fucked up, you see that shit right there? That's why they ain't going nowhere. Bars, right? They're playing scared. If I was out there, we'd be doing this and this and that, and then, fuck this shit. Give me a hit. You know what I mean? Like, it just, we were like, whoa. He's like straight ramped up because he got so much passion for the game, and he's a Dallas Cowboys fan. I mean, not fan. He is a part of that machine. He's won rings for that machine. He's like a part of the DNA. You know what I'm saying? So a lot of those players that win rings with those teams, they're still a part of that team, even if they're not on that fucking field.
You know what? I want to say something. Even Deion Sanders, and I want to say congratulations to Deion Sanders. He's doing great right now in Colorado.
Yeah, salute to Deion.
Yeah, University of Colorado, man, he's doing great. And they're about to play Colorado State this Saturday. Great, going to be a great game, Wes, and I wish him much love because nobody wanted him. Nobody thought he can do anything. So far, he's 2-0. And he first game out, he beat TCU. They were just in the national championship last year. And these guys were unranked.
And, he's always been the underdog in spite of his talent. And, it's great because he uses that fuel and he shines with it. Yeah. And if more people did that instead of taking it all personal and emotional and let it break them, their confidence, or, let their pride get the best of them and they're working in anger. Mm-hmm. When that happens, you fuck yourself up. But when you say, I'm going to use this as fuel and I'm going to just control this fire, you come up, and that's all he's ever done. Yeah. Really quick, speaking of that, you said it was The Rainbow, right? Right. Okay. You ever see that movie, American Satan? I've heard of it, but I haven't seen it.
It's actually pretty damn good. There's not too many movies that I see like twice, and I actually saw it. Right now it's on Amazon. The reason why I bring it up, because they film a lot of it in Whiskey A Go-Go.
Right.
And then
at the Rainbow, yeah. Is it about metal?
Yes, it's about metal.
Yeah, there's another one you should watch called Murder in the Front Row. It's based off of thrash metal in the Bay Area, in the scene from it, and the bands that sprung from it, and some of the people in the bands that interchanged from one band to another, and then just the scene period. And it's, you know, Metallica's got a lot of run in it. They started here, but they moved out to the Bay Area and cultivated their sound and their bass and all that stuff. There was another band called Exodus and you know, others, and they would all run through this place called Randy's, I think it was. Oh. And that's where all like the thrash metal heads, like, you know, eventually Slayer runs through there. All the fast metal bands that, you know, no hairband shit, no, you know, none of that. They would like go out of their way to make the hair bands feel uncomfortable in that spot if they should get booked there. Right. You know, it's a pretty funky ass story. You should watch it. It's called Murder in the Front Row.
Murder in the Front Row. I'm gonna have to check that out.
And it's based off of a line from a band called Exodus. They have a thing called Bonded in Blood. It's the name of the song, and he's talking about the shows that happen at Randy's and how like motherfuckers go hard. It's basically like a hip-hop song, but not a hip-hop song. It's a hip-hop song where motherfuckers tell you how live the party is and what's happening in the party. This song is like that. Like if you go into this spot, the head banging is so crazy that, you know, there's blood on the floor. It's murder in the front row. Dope. You know, that type of shit. So like it's based off of a line in a song, and that band happens to be one of the primary bands they focus on, them and Metallica. And it's a good story.
That's dope. You know what documentary I probably watch? Because I have it recorded on my, I think it's a DVR on the DirecTV, okay? I probably watch once a week because I learned so much from it, and I thought it was done so well and in detail. And this time, it seemed like they allowed the photos to breathe. The Cypress Hill documentary.
Ah, thank you.
No, I'm dead serious about that. I really, really, for some reason, I just like the intro when Esteban, you know, walks in and he's like, I got every picture. Starts showing, starts going, you know, this is like my life right here. Yeah. Bro, libraries of pictures of you guys. And then you send mugs appear on, Cypress Hill Avenue? Right in front of Sen's old house right there. Yeah. I went there once. Quick story. I started working with Mello in 1996. I worked there from 96, 97, at the end of 98. And we were right there, Firestone, you know, right to Stonewood Mall. Right. What's that little restaurant? El Torito, is that what it is? Yeah. Okay, where they karaoke shit. Yeah. And I was buying the margaritas, and I was like, bro, I really want to go to your old house, bro, where you say all this shit happened. Right. And he said, all right, fuck it, let's go. But nobody's there. I said, I don't give a fuck. So we went to his old house. He goes, but it's all, you know, it's all closed up. Let's go in. Show me your room. And he said, fuck it, then help me open this window. And I gave him a boost. And we went in and we kicked it in, and we actually drank, and he told me stories. We were in the dark because nobody lived there anymore. That's when we had moved out. But yeah, he showed me a bunch of stories about you guys. So
it's a little last room they were in, him and his brother shared.
Yes.
And then there was the front room that the two sisters shared, and then the third back room where the parents were in, and then the living room, the kitchen in the back. And they had the garage that was split in half. Like, they never parked a car in the garage. It was just a bunch of shit back there. But then they had a little back house where occasionally one of the homies might stay if they were on the run or ran away from home or whatever, or just snuck back there. Right. You know what I mean? Yeah, a lot of stories at that house.
So looking at the documentary, I'm like, fuck, I was right there where all these guys were kicking it. So to me, that's one of my favorites right there. I'm a documentary guy. The other one that I really liked, and I don't know if you've seen it, I might have brought it up to you last time, was the Quincy Jones documentary on Netflix.
Oh, no shit. I didn't see that one.
Oh, that one's a beautiful one. It actually starts off with Dre and Quincy Jones's crib.
I got to see that.
Honestly, you'll truly love it. There was this one part that he said, I believe he said he was living in Chicago. And it just stuck with me, and this kind of built up a question, like, because when people ask me, if you could interview anybody, who would you interview? And one of them now happens to be Quincy Jones, you know, a bucket list type of deal. And he said that one day he was by himself, and he went into an abandoned warehouse. And he said, and I was by myself, and I found the piano in there. It was just in there.
Huh.
He said, and I was in there, and it changed my life forever. So I kind of want to know what the fuck happened in that room when you found that piano. So did he play it and he knew that that was his calling? You know, did he hear music? Shit, because let's be honest, producers, DJs, rappers, we hear things that the normal ear doesn't hear.
True that.
You know, so that's kind of like what I want to ask. I'm like, what the fuck did you hear? Like, what led you to like to be this guy? He's music with legs.
Yeah, I mean, you know, like he played music, but he had the ability to recognize other great players and know how to put these players together.
Yeah,
and that's a talent in itself. Because sometimes as artists, we want to try to do everything.
Yeah.
You know, and producers like Quincy, they knew like, hey, I'm great at this, but if I really want to take this somewhere, I got to call so-and-so who's the baddest bass player on the West Coast, or this, that, or this keyboard player who has hits with so-and-so, that, you know, looking for the little things that might build the song, you know. And he's a producer's producer, and it's a trip because we met him one time in the airport, and we didn't think he would know who the fuck we were, you know. He's an older dude by now. He's like in his 70s, and we see him and we're like in awe because it's fucking Quincy Jones, right? And he's like, oh, Cypress Hill, how y'all doing? And we're like, get the fuck out of here. He knows who we are. You know, and he starts talking to us about the game, like in the state it was at that time. And this was like probably 10, 15 years ago, whatever. And he was up on game at that time still. And knew who the hell we were and our accomplishments. And I thought, man, I can't ever judge these guys' knowledge, because, I mean, the minute you start thinking they're out of the game, like, oh, man, he's out of touch. He don't know what the fucking blah, blah, blah.
Yeah. He's an old ass fool.
Yeah, he's an old motherfucker. He don't know. He ain't paying attention to what the hell no. He paid attention, and that taught me like I need to pay attention at all times as to what's going on, to like stay in the game and stay in pocket. Now, was he trying to put out new music? No. He's already done what he's gonna do.
Yeah.
It was just for him to stay up on the art. And to know what's what. Ron Isley, same thing. We met him. He fucking knew who we were. And, you know, he was talking to us about some of the shit. And we're like, these are dudes who stood up on music.
Yeah.
Even if it wasn't necessarily what they did. Obviously, they didn't do no hip hop shit, but they understand it because once upon a time they were that.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Just in different form, different genre. You know, and I think they respect rappers because rappers have to write their own shit. There was no writers for us because nobody was believing in what we were doing to write us anything, or to even know how to write something like a hip hop song for us. That came later. Yeah. Ghostwriters came in the 2000s, but before then, you know, whereas
Ghostwriters came in the 2000s.
Right?
Wow. Yeah.
For hip hop.
You know what? And that's great.
Would you say that? Would you agree with that?
No,
or was there ghostwriters before then? I think there was ghostwriters before them, but like in the 80s and early 90s, but you just didn't hear about them so prevalent. In the 2000s, you start hearing about ghostwriting in hip hop.
No, you're absolutely right. The only person that ever admitted that he didn't write his own lyrics is the same person who admitted that he wasn't a rapper. That was Eazy-E. Ice Cube writes the rhymes that I say, but you know, like,
and who cares?
Exactly.
He was dope at delivering it.
Yeah.
Just like most singers, like let's just say the Temptations, one of my favorite groups. Yeah. You know, and soul and R&B and that type of shit. They didn't write half of their shit. They didn't write probably they wrote 1/4 of their shit. Most of the time it was Dozier and the brothers. I can't remember what the last name is, but it was three dudes, two brothers and one other cat.
Do you want a refill, bro?
Sure. And Smokey Robinson, who was writing a lot of the songs for a lot of Motown artists. But guess what? No one gave a fuck.
Nobody gave a fuck. Because
those artists were so dope at delivering that song that nobody gave a fuck. Marvin Gaye, right? heard it through the grapevine, originally wrote for him. But Berry Gordy said, nah, that's not a good song. I'm not letting Marvin record that. He's busy. Fuck you. Give it to another artist. They give it to Gladys Knight. Gladys Knight records it with the Pips, does it a little bit faster, but it becomes a hit.
Yeah.
And then Berry Gordy's like, all right, let's give it to Marvin and see. Marvin makes a fucking bigger hit with it.
Yes, yes.
A classic, cut through time, still a hit to this day. Motherfuckers could be like in their teens and hear that and be like, oh, what's that?
Wow.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And that was, someone else that wrote that shit.
Yeah.
So, like, if that's acceptable for that genre of music, or any genre of music, because that happens for any genre of music, why would it not be acceptable for hip hop? To me, I'm not hung up on that. If you could write your own shit, great.
Yeah.
If you can't, but you got that voice and you got that delivery, if you got to get your writing from somewhere else, fuck it.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So be it. Like, like, some people have talented to be all of those things: writer, performer, and all that shit that comes with it. Some are better at one thing than the other. Some are better writers, studio performers. They can't get on the road and kill that shit live.
Right.
You know what I mean? But others who maybe can't write this,
right,
can totally deliver that shit on the road, because maybe that's their strength. And you have to know that. And it exists in this hip-hop form like it exists in any other form. It's just that people are so hung up on that hands-on shit.
Yeah. Some people may know or may not know that Young MC wrote Wild Thing and Funky Cold Medina.
Tone Loc's hits.
But
guess what? Tone Loc was so dope at delivering that he made him hits, because who knows? Who's to say that Young MC does those songs, maybe they don't become hits.
Right. No, you're absolutely
Cheers to
right.
the writers, man.
Cheers to the writers.
Cheers to the writers. And the performers.
Absolutely. This may throw you off a little bit, but it has to do with the song we were just talking about. Your favorite, if you have one, Roger Troutman song. Rest in peace.
Oh, man. It's hard to say because he got like so many slappers.
Yes.
More bounce and all that shit. But for me, this is gonna throw people off. Computer Love.
Okay.
The slow dances with Computer Love, that song always hit. A lot of things got set off from that song.
It's funny.
To the other songs, it was mostly gang banging. I might have gotten a fight or chased out of a place or chased some motherfuckers out of a place when one of those songs came up. Because guess what? Anytime one of the more popping songs comes on, and you know it because you've seen it, you've spun it, the gang signs, the sets start fucking flipping.
Yes.
And that's when the shit starts. Hey, those are those motherfuckers over there.
Yes.
And
I almost think, okay, well, let me give you my song. The reason why I bring that question up is because I Heard It Through the Grapevine is my favorite Roger song.
That is a fucking great song. And look, he made a hit out of that. And he didn't write it.
Exactly. Okay. I almost think that fucking More Bounce might have started like West Coast gangster rap.
It did. I mean, shit, even EPMD used it.
Yes. And they weren't liked.
And and like the funny thing is that they were one of the East Coast groups that West Coast motherfuckers like simply because they used that sample.
Yes.
No East Coast rappers were using funk samples like that yet.
Yeah.
It wasn't until Biggie that this happens, right? But EPMD, well, actually, EPMD were the first, and then Biggie later.
Yeah. You know what? Who was first? Now, you know what? We got to go down the line of who flipped More Bounce. I'm talking about flipped because, for an example, Low Profile, Dub C, DJ Aladdin, remember what Pay Your Dues? Boof, boof, boof.
That was,
boof,
that was 89 or 90, right?
Okay, yeah.
And EPMD was in
88.
86.
Okay.
Or no, not 86. Probably 87, 88. You're right.
Okay. Wow. And then skipping ahead, MC Breed, rest in peace. Ain't no future in your front.
Yeah.
Fuck. Who else made a fucking classic? I just had him here. Breeze. Remember?
Yeah, Breed.
Yeah. What was the name of it? LA Posse?
LA Posses.
I guess another fucking classic.
Yeah, that's crazy, man. When you think about the songs that people used, I mean, we like to this day, like in our show, there's a way that we do Kill a Man that we use.
Bro, I fucking love it, bro.
You heard that.
Yes.
You heard that. Yeah, you were at that Bakersfield show. We were doing it then for Kill a Man, where we mix in. It's not necessarily Zap, but it's a sample of Zap in, I think, a Cam song.
No, it's a pistol grip pump on my lap at all times.
Yeah, there's that one, but there's the other one where it's like boom, 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 from a Cam song that sampled Zap.
Oh, okay. But you know when I first heard it, when you guys did the verses,
the one you're talking about with pistol grip pump is Hand on the Pump, because we flipped the third verse.
Oh, it's fucking genius.
We flip our third verse by using the volume 10 pistol grip pump verse, and it works so perfect because it's the two songs talking about a pump,
right?
And so we thought the nature of that, real hip hop heads would be like geeked off that.
Okay, now I have to ask you, who came up with those ideas?
We all sort of like sit down and think about that, but the first guy who like was planning that type of flipping was Julio.
Wow.
You know, like when Julio came on, we talked about like possibly flipping songs, and we unleashed him. We were like, hey, whatever you think, let's see what it do. Because we saw the Beastie Boys kind of do that at a couple of shows, and we thought, fuck, we could flip something like that. Right. And Julio started doing these flips, and then we just carried him on from Mike to Lord, and Lord starts putting in all this other crazy shit that just somehow seems to snap in. So Julio was the catalyst.
Okay.
And the idea of doing that, we just sort of like fine tune it as we go along and think of new and different flips. Like, so the ones you hear now, we'll probably be adding some different ones in the next shows for next year. Okay. Like different flips and songs that we don't normally play a lot.
Right.
Yeah.
Right. The reason why I bring that up is because, like, when I hear shit, I think mixtape shit.
Yeah.
And then to hear it live.
Yeah.
It makes our DJ and producing ears go like fuck. That shit is fucking hard.
Yeah, and that's why we do it, so that like heads like us, they hear that shit and they're like, oh, I heard what you did right there. Because the fans, if it's a good show, they're going to eat it up, but they don't maybe hear those nuances. The ones that are really connoisseurs of the music, like that they're historians, they might pay attention to that. But average fans that are just there for the vibe, they don't hear those little things. But like certain folks in our age bracket, we hear that shit. And so we do it for motherfuckers like that would, appreciate some of those flips like that and would get it like, yo, that makes sense and it sounds dope.
That's dope. Now, here's a question that I guess I wanted to ask you the previous times, but I didn't. United States, Europe, when you guys perform, who has a live audience?
On average, Europe. But that being said, there are places here in the United States that go absolutely ape shit. In the right scenario, right crowd. Yeah, they still got it. It's just that, the art of being cool came back around, like where you don't want to get your fly shit messed up by like bumping into this guy or that guy or whatever, you know what I mean? How it goes with as it relates to that wild sort of energy that happens at shows. Right. It's still here. It's not as prevalent as it is in Europe, because in Europe they're just fucking unhinged. They don't get these groups all the time. So when they come through, the appreciation level is at maximum, because it's like they don't know when they're coming back around. Right. They don't know if they're ever going to get a chance to see them again. That this is how they treat it. Like, right. Fuck, this is my one chance. If I don't go see them, right, I may never see them again. And this is a fan's mentality sometimes, you know what I mean? So like they go and they are like all guard down and they are going for it. They're like going to have the time of their life and experience it in a way where they're not going to just stand there and, not just be unbridled and fucking like,
Right.
you know, they're going to fucking like expend the energy. Whereas out here, it starts from a spark. If the rest of the people see 10 people doing it, it might become infectious and they might start doing it.
Right.
And, you know, to follow what these other folks are doing. But if there's a couple cats doing it and everybody's iffy, it'll be a decent show, but they're not going to get crazy because like they don't know if they should. They don't know if they can. Maybe they don't know how. You know, it's the craziest thing when you see a fan base that absolutely knows what they're fucking doing and one that doesn't. They kind of want to let loose, but they don't know how. It's a trip.
Yeah. Okay. I want to jump a little bit ahead because I want to get into the phone calls. But there's something that I want to promote. You guys have a Dr. Greenthumb grand opening this Saturday, September 16th, 235 Wilshire Boulevard, LA.
Yeah, I think it's 235 Wilshire Boulevard.
Oh, okay. You know, I screenshotted off the podcast today.
Yeah.
And I had 235 Wilshire.
Is it 12235?
Oh, shit. All right, 235 Wilshire Boulevard. Okay.
Yeah, we're popping it off. Another one. We got a few more that we're going to open up here in California before we start expanding outside the state, stuff like that. The game is tight right now in the cannabis industry. I'll tell you, it's not as easy as people think. Our taxes are high. We are unfairly treated by our state, even though we generated so much money for the state. They need to help us out so that a lot of these people that are running right now don't lose their businesses and they could generate for themselves in the state still and flourish as you know, entrepreneurs. California seems to punish the cannabis industry in spite of the money they take from it.
Yeah.
And that's a problem. But I'll say this, you know, if you got a good brand, a decent brand, that you're consistent, just like we said with the music, you know, if you're consistent and you service people right, they will come to you and they will get down with you. So, you know, fortunately we're able to open this one here and, you know, people always come out and support because we're consistent, you know, and we're going to continue to be that and consistently trying to elevate and learn how to elevate and give people the best experience possible.
All good. You know what? I'm going to be there because you know what? I was there at the last one, and you know what? You know, anybody can tell anybody, I think you're dope. But you know what? I like telling people that I feel that truly deserve it. I like telling people that I'm proud of you, bro. That you're winning.
Oh, thank you,
moving
man.
forward, bro. Honestly, I'm proud of you. So I'm going to be there to support. I'm going to take some of my team. We're going to film.
Oh, yeah.
You know? What we're gonna do. And
much love. Thank you for that.
I believe it is from let me see, I think I put it up here, from 10 to 6.
Yeah, I think so, right? 10 to 6.
Yeah, I pay attention.
I know you do. You do the diligence, as they call it.
I was ironing my Dickie shorts when I was watching.
Yeah, I know you do the ironing at this point, right?
So yeah,
get them creases in.
So I was watching, but yes, I'm definitely going to be there. Other than that, I think, what did you guys say, that the first 250 people to show up?
Yeah, I think there's a giveaway for the first 250 VIPs, right?
Yeah, they get
they get a
goodie bag with purchase.
A goodie bag with purchase. Yeah, the first 200 VIPs.
You know what? I'm going to continue to promote it because I'm going to be on Wednesday and Thursday. So I'm going to continue to promote it. So make sure you guys go out there and support bReal. Honestly, Roadium Radio supports bReal. My team supports bReal, so we're going to be out there. So Dr. Greenthumb, and once again, that's the grand opening this Saturday, September 16th on 1235 Wilshire Boulevard. So.
And I got to say, salute to our LAX squad and our La Mesa squad. They do great jobs at servicing the people. We get nothing but love from a lot of our, customers that come through the La Mesa spot and the LAX spot. And it's always nothing but love. So salute to them, for doing such an excellent job in representing the brand and representing themselves.
That LAX spot, that one is fucking immaculate, bro.
Yeah.
When I went there, it's beautiful, man.
Yeah.
It's beautiful. You guys had that Mike Tyson glove, and you guys had that mural on the wall, that painting with Esteban, if I'm correct.
Yeah.
It's like a museum.
Yeah, he's riding shotgun in the
Yes.
smoke box with me. Yeah, we try to make it like with that little bit of vibe so that people see a little bit of what our culture is, you know?
That's a beautiful thing, man. That's a beautiful thing. Okay, Alex, am I connected? Let's go ahead and put up the number. We're going to take a couple of phone calls. Once again, if anybody want to talk to bReal, a.k.a. Dr. Greenthumb, make sure you call in right now. Like I like to say, if you got the balls, make the calls. And we're only going to take a few calls, so make sure you guys call in. What's that? Okay, the number's up. Let's do that. Norbert, if he wants to listen to it, let him listen to it. Yeah. All right. So once again, a lot of you guys told me today you guys were going to call, so let's do this. Other than that, B, I want to thank you for everything, bro.
I want to thank you for, always being hospitable and making it easy.
Thank you, my
You know what
brother.
I'm saying? And congratulations once again, because, when you get into this and you think, I'm going to try this out. And if it doesn't work out in the next couple months, I'm going to be, doing something different. But you hung in there and created something fucking cool that people love to see. So, salute to you for that.
Thank you, my brother. Okay, we got some phone calls. Let's do this right here. Okay, caller, your name or where are you calling from? Yep. Okay, caller. Yo, caller, are you there? Okay, let me hang up on you. Call back, caller, because sometimes some of these guys' phones be like some Obama phones. Caller, your name or where are you calling from?
Hey, this is Christian Hernandez. This calling from UCLA, Boyle Heights.
All good, my brother. How you doing tonight, man? You got a question for B?
What's up, Tony? Yeah, for B. Are you ever doing a collab with Conejo?
Yeah, I actually just did one on his album that he just put out, and it's dope, man. And he's, it's a crazy history with him and I, because for a minute, he wasn't really feeling me too much, but we met and he came down to my spot and he did the smoke box. He did, and we've been friends ever since. And, there's a mutual respect there. And when he hit me up to do the song with him, I was like, hell yeah, let's do this. Because I think he had the perception that I didn't want to work with him or something in the beginning. And that wasn't it. It's just that for us, we're always on the run. And we were hard to pin down. And for a long time, our label didn't want us to do any work with anybody. They would shoot down stuff that I would want to do with other folks, and so it was about time him and I got down, and he had his project popping off, and we did something on his, and it's dope.
That's dope.
And congratulations to him. He's got a lot of cool shit happening right now.
Absolutely. Thank you, caller. Appreciate you, homie.
Right on. Thank you.
Okay, let's go once again. Who's the next caller? We missed a couple of phone calls. Let's go call in, and if you got a question for B, call in right now. A lot of you guys always say, Tony, I missed the last couple of ones. I couldn't make the phone calls. You can make them now. You got a couple of minutes, okay? Let's see. Caller, your name or where are you calling from?
Yo, Tony, what's up? This is Fernando from originally from Southgate, now in Lake Tahoe. What's up, Tony?
What's up, my brother? You got a question for B?
No, I just want to give you both flowers, man. Keep doing what you're doing. Congratulations to you, Tony, on your 100,000 subscribers. bReal. Big ups to you, and then more props to you and your Dr. Greenthumb.
Thank you, sir.
Well, yeah, man, I was born and raised on Southgate Avenue, bro, between Firestone and Southern.
Oh yeah,
right there from St. Helens Church.
That's right.
So this was back in the 90s. So I just wanted to call and just give you both props, man. Keep doing what you're doing. Tony, you have back-to-back dope shows. So good on that shit, homie. So
thank you, my brother.
Much love and big props. 5150.
That's right.
Salute. I dropped a submission of the bReal.com website from 2012 when you guys came up to Lake Tahoe and performed with Julio G and Sublime with Rome.
Oh yeah.
So maybe you guys.
That was a good tour. I'll check.
Tomorrow.
I'll check that out for tomorrow.
All right, guys. You guys stay up, man. Thank you.
Stay blessed, my bro.
Thank you, Tony.
Likewise, my bro. Okay, let's go. We missed a couple of phone calls. If you want to call in right now. I don't want to hear later I had to go to bed early, Okay. Caller, your name or where are you calling from? Yo, bro,
Hello.
turn down your TV, bro.
Oh, what's up, Tony?
What's up, my brother? Your name and where you calling from?
Hey, man, what's up, man? It's me, Mike, right here, calling from Oceanside, California.
What's
I
good, my
just wanted
brother?
to call, man. I was the first caller right now. I got cut off, but just wanted to say what's up to bReal. And Tony, congratulations, man. You're 4 years, man. I've been watching you since you interviewed my boy Gijo back
Oh, dope.
today. And I haven't.
Thank you, my brother.
Yeah, man, you're a legend, bro. Like, this is dope, man. Just keep it up, man. And bReal, I wanted to ask you a question.
Yeah.
Hey, man, when's your next show, man? You ever gonna have a show out here in San Diego, man? I want to go see you, man, like in person, man.
Yeah, we just did a symphony show out there, you know,
Beautiful.
doing our Black Sunday show, or Black Sunday album with the symphony. But we'll be back up there in San Diego because, I mean, we always make a run down there. So I would anticipate probably sometime next year, maybe April, because I know we're planning to run in April. So possibly then.
All good. Just make sure you follow him
Yeah,
on
man,
Instagram, bro,
that-
for the latest.
Yeah, man. All right, man, for sure. And again, Tony, man, thanks for everything you do, man, putting the raza up on here. Both of you guys, man, legends on here, man.
Thank you,
Good
my
show
brother.
tonight.
Stay blessed, homie. All right, let's go. We got to take a couple of more phone calls because I want to get you out of here on time, my brother.
All good, all
I
good.
respect your time, my bro. Caller, your name and where you calling from?
Hey, what's up, Tony? This is Papa Luna from the 805.
What's up, my brother from the 805?
Not much. Hey, I called last time. I just wanted to take a bong rip with Cypress Hill.
That's what's up.
All right, hold on.
Oh, shit.
All right. He's getting his bong ready.
Hell yeah, some of that goody.
He's packing the pipe right now,
All good.
packing the bowl.
Yes, sir.
I need,
Hey, but as well too though, bReal, and just want to say thank you for all the work that you've done, bro. You as well too just changed our culture. You know what I'm saying? And one thing that I remember about Cypress Hill is my homie Wacko. I mentioned this last time as well too. You know, he used to always be doing ditching parties with his techniques in a shopping cart. You know, old school ditching parties. You know, and he would just always go to the Temple of Doom. You know, the Stone Raiders and shit. But yeah, I just wanted to just take that bong hit with you. Say thank you, Tony. You have a good night. Keep on doing this good work that you're doing. You know, and yeah, just keep it going.
Much love, brother.
much love, my bro.
All right,
Okay, cool. Let's go to the next caller. Here we go. Caller, your name or where are you calling from?
Hi, Tony. This is Myra calling from Arizona.
Hey, how you doing?
Hi, I'm doing great. Hi, Tony. Hi, bReal.
Hello.
Hi, I'm such a huge fan of both of your guys' podcasts. So, bReal, I just have a quick question. Why does Bolton always shout out snacks after the submission song?
You know, it just became a thing, you know, like we got this.
Like, does he sponsor the submissions or something?
You know, the Hawk is somehow became a part of the show. So we always shout him out in some form or another.
I love it.
Thank you.
I love it. I love snacks, and I love both of you guys. Thank you for letting me hop on and say hello. And Tony, thank you for everything you do. I love your podcast and bReal too. I'm a big supporter of both. Have a great night, guys.
Thank
Have a
you.
great night.
That's how
Good
random the
night.
show is. You know, we
Absolutely.
got a plastic hawk and we dress it.
Is that why I hear oh something
Yeah,
like
yeah.
That's dope. Okay, here we go. Caller, your name or where are you calling from?
Yeah, my name is bReal knows you as Marbell from
Yeah.
Wisconsin.
Yeah.
What's good, my bro?
How y'all doing? And congratulations, Mr. Tony, and congratulations, bReal on Black Sunday.
Thank you. I gotta say, you
I
fucked
just wanna-
Bolton up today. It was it was amazing. It was amazing.
I'll make sure Colton doesn't sleep that night. I'll make sure. of that.
Oh man, that was good.
Sure, when I gotta get my job,
I'm sorry, what was that?
I'm trying to.
He's trying to
I'm
take
trying to
Bolton's
get that
job.
job.
He's
Oh,
trying
okay.
to take Bolton's job.
Okay. All good, my brother. All good. You got a question or a shout out or anything, my bro? You just wanted to call in and just tap in.
Oh yeah, I wanna ask, are you still gonna be opening like any more Greenthumb dispensaries in California? You working on some more projects?
Yeah, for sure. There's a couple other spots
like
that.
Humboldt area.
Yeah, we're working on a
Okay,
few other
go ahead.
spots at Cali. Here in Southern Cali primarily, but there's one or two spots up in the Bay Area we're looking at too. So yeah, we got a few more spots to open.
And thank you, and I'll catch you tomorrow. Be real.
That's
And
what's up.
congratulations, Mr. Tony.
All good, my brother. Thank you very much, bro. I truly appreciate it.
Much love, Marbell.
Stay blessed.
Much
Homie.
love.
Okay, let's go. We missed a couple of phone calls. We're going to take a couple more, and then we out of here. Once again, if you guys want to talk to B, let's do it right now. If not, let's go. Call her your name or where are you calling from?
Oh my God, what's up? It's Spencer from Sacramento, Spencer Baca. I didn't think I'd get through the line.
Spencer Baca from Sacramento.
What up, Spencer?
Go
How's
ahead.
it going, bReal?
I'm good.
Spencer, you got
Hey,
one
I got
question,
two
my bro.
questions
Okay, 2 questions. Go ahead. Let's go.
Okay, I'll ask one question for bReal. So are you ever going to come back to Sacramento? I know in 2019 you came to the Ace of Spades, but are you going to ever come back to Sac and maybe Julio G will be the DJ?
We'll definitely be back out there in Sac. It'll probably be Lord, but we love Julio. He's one of our brothers forever. And when he was behind the turntables, he did an incredible job.
Absolutely.
And he's forever one of our brothers. He's actually one of us, just so there's a tremendous respect there. But we have this thing going on with DJ Lord. He's incredible. And, it's a different style of show. So when we come up, it'll most likely be Lord.
Okay, that's dope. And I know a lot of callers are going to be calling, so I'm not going to take too much of your time, but I wanted to tell you, bReal, I pass by your location off Northgate Boulevard all the time.
Yeah, we had our location up there once upon a time.
Yeah, I think it might have closed.
Yeah, we had to sort of break the business relationship with them and take down the sign and whatnot. So at some point we're going to be back in Sacramento with the Greenthumb shop, but there was just too many obstacles with those partners down there. So we had to sort of terminate the partnership there. And it was tough leaving Sacramento because, we had a lot of support down there. A lot of people were fucking with us. But that just lets us know if we open back up down there, we have enough support that we come back and do it with the right partners. It'll definitely be successful down there.
All good. Spencer, thank you, my bro.
Okay, well, that's dope. Hey, thank you. And bReal, I wanted to say, I can't wait for you to come back to Sacramento. And last thing, hey, Tony, bring Sendog and DJ Muggs on the podcast.
Absolutely. Thank you, my bro. Appreciate you, homie.
Anyway, have a good night.
You too. Okay, if you ever open up Dr. Greenthumb in the Harbor area, maybe security or supervisor.
There you go. Done. Done deal.
I'll promote that motherfucker. Watch. That'll be the most popping Greenthumb ever. Call her your name or where you calling from?
Hey, what's up, man? I'm King Mexico from Brooklyn, New York.
All good, my brother.
718.
All good, my brother. You got a question for B?
Yo, actually, I have just got to share a story about when Cypress Hill first came out, right? I'm from the East Coast, so growing up in the East Coast, being paisa and stuff, it's kind of hard, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
But when Cypress Hill came out, bro, the paisa love, it went from becoming a B&L wetback, having jokes like that, to like actually being loved and shit, and getting loved because of Cypress Hill
We
out here
became
in the East
popular.
Coast. So I just went, yeah, bro, it just became, everybody was like, oh, you Mexican? That's cool, man. Cypress Hill type of shit, right? I'm like, yeah. And then there's actually a neighborhood out here called Cypress Hill.
Yeah. Oh, man.
Which is, just.
That's love, man. And, it's that's something we didn't anticipate would happen, because we knew Latinos never really got a fair shake in this business. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So the fact that we open something up, not only for ourselves, but like the people coming after us, and relatively some at the same time. You know, it's great to hear when people say stuff like that, because again, it's not something that we anticipated doing. It was something that just happened. And that's awesome, because, you know, we needed that. We needed the respect. We needed the recognition in terms of like, hey, we're in this too. Absolutely. We don't need your validation, but at least recognize that we are in this too.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So it's great to hear that folks got a voice out of our voice, and or felt that we were their voice. You know what I mean?
That's a beautiful thing, man. Beautiful thing. Hey, big
yeah,
dog.
I just needed to share that story, and it's cool. I actually have met you a couple of times in New York when you've been out here in Soho.
Right on.
You probably met millions and millions of people, so ain't no way you're gonna know who the hell I am.
All good, my brother.
That's all love.
But you know how I recognize you, bro? That it's 12 o'clock over there.
Yeah.
And he's over here chilling with us.
Yeah, New Yorkers, they'll be up all night.
All we need is 2 hours, 3 hours of sleep tops, and we keep it rolling.
Yeah.
That's cool, my bro.
It's in their DNA.
Sabes que, carnal, muchas gracias, bro. Appreciate you calling in.
Nah. Yo, I have one more thing. I'm going to shoot my shot. There's nothing to life besides a yes or no.
That's right.
Right? I just wanted to know if y'all be interested in coming on the King Mexico podcast.
King Mexico podcast?
That's out there on the East Coast?
Well, if I'm ever out there,
yeah.
I'm down. Yeah.
All right, cool. So
thank
you, man. So if we ever bump in, now we know. Thank you again for taking the call, and you have a great one, man.
All good.
Much love, man. Good night.
Good night. I'm gonna hit him with what do you got to eat and what do you got to drink.
I got a squad of 15 people coming with me.
We got 2 more phone calls and then it's a wrap. So once again, you guys, make sure you guys call. If you got the balls, make the calls. Okay, we missed a bunch of phone calls. The lines are open right now. Keep trying. If not, we're going to continue this conversation. But here we go. Caller, your name or where you calling from?
Yo, what's the word, gentlemen? It's Notorious One calling from Southgate.
What's good, my brother?
I just want to give a shout out to Tony A, man. Hey, bro. Since day one, man, you've been on fire with your podcast. You know, I definitely been a fan since episode number 1 with Mellow Man 8.
Thank you, my bro.
Southgate, you know, I just always been fascinated with Mellow, and like I said, man, you set it up, and you know, I just want to congratulate you, man, on your success. And be real. What's up, Big D, man? You know, I know you a stoner. The whole world knows that shit. And I know a while back with Khalifa, we were doing that push-up challenge where I guess you'll hit the blunt like 10 times.
Yeah.
I don't know, man. Being that you on Tony A, I feel like everybody would love to see you do that, man. You know, hit the joint, hit the blunt 10 times. What you think?
Oh, you got one, Pedro? Oh, man. Yeah, I smoked mine earlier. But you know what? If you tuned in to the Greenthumb show tomorrow, 2 p.m. Pacific Standard Time, I'll hit it 20 times. How about that?
20 fucking times.
Oh, man. Ain't nobody like me, man.
No more, man.
No, let's everybody tune in.
I was not born. I was created.
There you go. Hey, everybody, all my Roadium Radio warriors, let's tune in, Dr. Greenthumb. 2 o'clock Pacific Standard Time. We're going to watch that.
Yeah.
Hell yeah. I'm going to record and post that motherfucker up.
I got the lungs.
Let's go. Let's go. Thank you, my bro. I totally appreciate you.
I just want to end it with saying this. Cowboys all day, baby. We're going to have a good season. Tony, yeah, you a legend, man. You guys have a good night.
Thank you, my bro. I'm going to go ahead and say this, but I don't really mean it. Super Bowl.
Hey, you got to have dreams. You got to have dreams.
Every year I say, where you guys going? Super Bowl. I better say that, so fuck it. Last call. Caller, your name, where you calling from? You are the last caller.
Hey, what's up, y'all? This is Derek Mallory.
Derek?
Hey, what's up, Derek? What's good?
What's up, D?
Chilling.
Yeah, man. Yeah, I got a question for you.
I know you do.
What's with the lynch mob and Q collaboration came about with Ain't Got No Class?
That was actually not Lynch Mob. It was Caution.
Oh, yeah.
It was Caution. They were 2 young cats that that Ice Cube was producing at the time, and he was doing the Ain't Got No Class thing, and he didn't want to sample it because he knew Sony was gonna be like, difficult about it and try to get, whatever amount of publishing and they didn't want to pay. He didn't want to pay for publishing. He didn't want to pay for none of that. So he asked me to come rock it, so that he wasn't using a sample. So it's my actual vocals saying ain't got no class over the thing. So that's how I got on that record. He asked me to come do the chorus. But in doing that song, that's when I realized that, there was stuff that, was taken from a record that hadn't come out yet. And that's sort of what fueled the beef that eventually happened. But, it's crazy how that happened, that I went to do that song and I heard that and we're like, hey man,
sounds familiar.
This sounds familiar. And it from there, it took fire, but I'm just glad all that's over now and we're cool. We put all that behind us and we've been doing shows together. We got another set of shows in Europe coming in December, Cypress Hill and Ice Cube and it, it comes full circle, man. We're really cool, and the shows work because people love seeing Cypress Hill or Ice Cube and Cypress Hill together. So it's crazy story though from that Caution song.
Yeah, absolutely. It's funny, a lot of people may not know that Derek Mallory's question when he called Dr. Greenthumb is what brought us together.
Sparked our our connection. That's right.
It became a beautiful thing, man.
Yeah, salute, Derek.
Absolutely.
Congratulations, Tony, on your 4th anniversary. Hope you're getting a platinum plaque.
Well, yeah, it'll be here in about 2 weeks, bro. We just actually applied for it today.
That's what's up.
All good, my brother. Thank you, Derek.
YouTube doesn't send us any of our plaques. We've never gotten one plaque for any of our achievements on YouTube.
Shit?
Yeah, on our bReal TV channel. Like when we hit 100,000, didn't send us anything. When we hit 500,000, didn't send us anything. And as we climb, they don't send us nothing. It's crazy.
Wow.
And we don't apply for it. So I guess, that's a part of it. You got to apply for it and maybe they'll send it. But they don't acknowledge any of the the achievements that they list so that you can get A, B, and C. It's crazy. But we keep on pushing. I mean, we know this is where a lot of our base comes from and we still serve it no matter what.
But B, you got plenty of plaques at home.
Yeah, we got the plaques that matter at home.
The plaques that matter. Absolutely. Derek, thank you, my bro. Much love to you out there in Minnesota.
You're welcome, Tony.
Stay blessed, homie.
You too.
But I'll take a YouTube plaque too. Those matter. Kidding me?
All good, my brother. Okay, you know what? I think I got one more shot. You want it?
So let's go. Come on.
Okay.
I got Pedro. He'll drive to the studio.
Yeah, all good, my bro. Like, you don't plan on working tonight, do you?
No, there's no work tonight after this.
Okay, all good. You know what? I'm going to text you one day. And I rarely text you because again, as a man, I respect your time, big dog.
Oh, you could text me whenever, bro. Come on. We're bros.
Whenever I'm in the rainbow,
you got to hit me.
I'm going to.
You hit me.
I'm going to be with my boys. We're going to be having drinks at the bar.
When you plan to go down there, you call me and let me know.
Okay.
All right?
Most definitely. Salud, carnal.
Salute.
Oh,
yes.
shit.
Yes.
It's a beautiful thing. Okay.
Always.
You know what? We can take these off now, and we can talk regular. Any shout-outs you want to give, B? Anything you want to promote other than that? Well, I'm going to promote for you. Once again, grand opening of Dr. Greenthumb this Saturday, September 16th at 1235 Wilshire Boulevard. I'm going to be there. If anybody wants to come meet me, not that you do, but if anybody does, come through. And if not, you can meet bReal and the whole team. They're all going to be there. Meet both of us. You know what I'm saying? But yeah, I'm definitely going to be there. Me and my boy Norbert, Alex, and my boy Anthony, my son, we're all going to be there, bro. We're going to support you once again because, like I said, I'm proud of you, bro. Like, it's just a true blessing to see you bloom and to see you travel around the world just by following your page, bro.
I appreciate that, man. And I want to shout out to my incredible squad at bReal TV, my incredible squad with Cypress Hill and the Soul Assassin. Salute to DJ Muggs. Got a lot of shit popping. Check out Death Valley. A lot of popping music on there. The song I got on this album with him is called Dump on Him with MC Ren and Ice Cube. and it's ridiculous. So make sure you go check that out. That's the most latest from the camp that we have out right now. But we got a lot of music coming out, so check for that. And salute to all our fans out there that hold us up through thick and thin, and all the crazy spins that happen in this game. You know what I mean? From the podcasting to the music, we appreciate you all, and to the cannabis industry. We appreciate all your love and support. And one thing we tell people always, man, is embrace positivity, embrace love. And once you do that, spread it around. You got to love yourself first. Understand this, right? A lot of us want to give love and we don't love ourselves. You got to love yourself first, so that love you give someone else is meaningful, and it helps that person grow, and it helps you grow, because until you love yourself, you really can't love anybody else and give them the proper support and love that they need. So remember that you're better than you think you are.
That's a beautiful thing. My last question is Cypress Hill music, Cypress Hill album. When can we expect that?
Probably next year. We got a lot of music in the can right now. CYCLESS and myself, we got an album that's going to pop off. It's pretty much done. We're just tidying up a couple things and then figuring out what platform we're going to release it on, or what label, or if we're going to do it ourselves. And then another album with Burner that Scott Storch produced. So we're fucking excited about that. And as it relates to Cypress Hill, we're just going to keep doing new music, new songs, more symphony shows with Black Sunday and some of our mix sets. So we got a lot of shit popping, man. We're not slowing down. Hey, listen, I'm 53. It's only ramping up.
I'm 55 and I'm talking about it. All good, my brother. You know what? Whenever you and CYCLESS have that record release party, please let me know.
We got to come down together and we got to have a time for sure.
Please let me know. I want to go party with you guys.
When we get it done, we'll come. We'll hit you up so you can come listen to it before anybody else hears it.
Please do that.
Oh, honestly. Hell yeah.
Other than that, let me give a shout out to my team, and then I give a shout out. Okay, Alex Cervantes Enterprise. Much love to him. Norbert, News of Norbies. News of Norbies, if you guys don't know, that's where we give you the ghetto news from an unprofessional perspective. We're not journalists. We're just some hood motherfuckers that we hear shit that the news don't report. We make sure that it's true, and then we give it to you from the gut. Other than that, the Hip Hop Jedi and my son B-SKANLESS and our moderator Magic Girl, thank you for that. And B, real quick, since I just brought up Magic Girl, when her album drops, because I'm co-producing her with my boy DJ Dominator, I really want to get you on her podcast, but I'm gonna on one condition, okay? I'm gonna send it to you, and if you like it, then make it happen. If you don't like it, don't make it happen.
Awesome deal.
Yeah, you know what? I want to be fair. I'm not one of those type of guys that be like, "Hey man, can you do me a bottle?" No, bro. I want you to like it, bro.
Yeah, all day.
Absolutely, and believe me, I know you're gonna like it. So,
hey, when you say it like that, I believe.
Hey, bro, it's on some dope.
Because I know you got ears. You got ears. You're one of those folks that always had ear for the shit. So, like, I already know when you say that.
Thank you, my brother. So, once again, I want to thank you, B. Muchas gracias,
thank
carnal.
You, sir.
And I want to thank your brother right there for coming through, Pedro.
And you got to come through, you got to come sit in with us one of these times and have a couple drinks with us.
What was it, the Dr. Rita, or what was that margarita mix?
Yeah, what was it?
It was with mezcal, not
tequila. It was with mezcal, yeah. It was a Cadillac margarita.
It was fucking beautiful.
But with mezcal instead of tequila.
You know why sometimes I don't want to go to your show? I'm going to tell you why, because I want to tell your boy, like, can you make me another one?
He'll do it.
Can you make me another one?
He loves that shit, because, like, it's validation on, like, that his drinks are on hit.
So yeah, and I don't want you to say, like, Tony, that's like your fourth fucking drink.
No, man. Hell no. Enjoy yourself. Shit.
All good, my brother. There was one last thing. What the fuck was I going to say? Other than that, anyways, make sure Saturday you guys show up. I'm going to be there once again. It is the grand opening of Dr. Greenthumb this Saturday, December 16th, 1235 Wilshire Boulevard. And we got some Superchats. Okay, go ahead.
All right. So, shout out to Colton that's in the live chat right now.
What's up, Colton?
Memo Juarez dropped 1999. Congratulations on 4 years para los tacos.
Thank you, my bro.
XHI, she Sholo. Oh, okay. Drop $5. Are we going to get a Tony A bReal track?
Fuck.
Hey,
That's a dream come true. Let me tell you something. I'm not the type of guy that's gonna do what bReal rap to it. No. You gotta like that motherfucker. You know
Yeah, that's the same thing with me. Like if someone asks me for like a feature, right? I say, could you send me the song already laid out?
Yes.
So that I could hear it. Because I don't want to say yes to you and then not have that feeling of like I'm excited about it and then give you some half-assed verse, because I won't do that.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Let's keep it real from the very beginning, bro. If it's dope, then it's dope.
Yeah.
He likes it, cool. If not, tell me it's fucking whack, and then you know what that should do? You should go back to the fucking lab.
I wonder what happens when they come back and said he wants to hear it first. I wonder if they say, this motherfucker. You know what I mean? Like, because I'm quality checking all the time.
But you know what? Let me tell you something. Before you guys approach bReal, keep in mind that this guy is a multi-platinum artist.
Hey.
Traveled around the world many fucking times. He has a star in the Hollywood Walk of Fame. He doesn't need to be a feature. So please understand that, and I say that respectfully.
Yeah, I mean, if it's dope, I definitely always accommodate. Yeah. Like, because for me, it's like it's got to be dope. Yeah. If it's not dope, like then I'll be like, when you have something else, let me hear it. And try not to be disrespectful in that. But fortunately, I've been blessed that motherfuckers, when they hit me up, that it's something significant and dope that I would fuck with. You know what I mean? Without a doubt. So I've been blessed with that. That when I'm hit up, it's actually some cool shit that I would get on.
Yeah.
So, I've rarely had to turn it down, and say, I don't got time for this shit right now. Sorry.
Go ahead, my bro.
Right. RC dropped $4.99. He had a two-part question. First, he wanted to say, bReal, the icon.
Thank you.
As a non-smoker, is there a way to support the cannabis industry?
Yeah, just stay educated in when initiatives happen that you can help in terms of your vote, help the culture, but educate yourself so that you know about it and you can help, when it comes to representing the culture in terms of like, being someone who can say, I believe in this, even though I don't partake in it. That is fucking huge. And that's probably why we got legalization in some places, because people were like, you know what? I don't smoke, but I believe in what this is and the possibilities. And I've taken the time to learn and know what those possibilities are. If you don't know and you stay, uneducated to it, ignorant to it, you'll probably go with all the propaganda that's always been against forever. But if you educate yourself, you have a different point of view that you could make your own decisions with your own choices, whether you're going to support or not. And that's the best thing you could do, educate yourself and support when you can.
Dope. Right. Is it cool, like, let's just say people show up to on Saturday and ask you these type of questions?
Oh, yeah, of course.
Yeah, and that's a beautiful thing. This will be your opportunity to honestly get it from the person like who's sharing this with you right now. You show up Saturday, then you could go up and ask them, it's like, I don't smoke, but I want to support. How do I support, etc.
Yeah.
And go there. So, are we good?
No. Here's the second part. Also, can you convince Burner to come to Roadium Radio?
Okay.
Yeah. I just got to talk to him. I haven't been able to talk to him in the last few weeks because we both been like, crossing up.
Right.
But I'll hit him up.
You know what? I do want to say this. My boy Gold Toes, and he was there at the Bakersfield show.
Good dude.
And Gold Toes is hooking it up for me.
Yeah.
We were supposed to do it in August.
I'll co-sign it. I'll let him know. Hey, you need to do this.
Absolutely. And he's such a dope, humble dude, man.
Yeah, he's a good dude. He's a good dude, and he puts a lot of work in, man. His work ethic in the studio is ridiculous. And just even in the cannabis game, he's always on it. And I respect that. That's one of the reasons I work with him, is that, unlike a lot of people that I've worked with in the past, he's ready to go at all times. And he don't slack, man. I'll say that. Him and I could put an album together in a week. So if we had 3 weeks booked in the studio, we'd pop out 3 albums. And that's just the chemistry that we have together when we work. And it's never anything like, oh, man, that shouldn't have made the album. It's always significant shit. One, he has an ear, and we both have the discipline to actually write something that, you know, would be significant as opposed to, this is just another fucking song. You know, and that's the chemistry we have. So, like, I respect him because I don't have that kind of chemistry with everybody. Yeah. You know, and that's always significant.
All good. All good.
Okay, Markel Williams dropped $4.99. What's up, y'all? And congrats, Tony. Good thing Colton ain't here. Can't wait until B gets on my album. If you know, you know.
All good.
He's got an ongoing feud with Colton.
All right, last one is Sam Hain Girl 187. Congratulations, Tony, on 4 years. Love your show and love bReal. Party 1, 2, 3. And we just got one in just now.
Thank you.
Party 1, 2, 3.
Hey. Isaiah Chavez dropped $5. Shout out to the 2 legends in the music industry and Raza at that. Give you guys your flowers, but aside from that, please give us some Freaky Tales Fridays.
Hell yeah. Freaky Tales Friday, my paranormal shit.
That it's all.
To be paranormal.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. See, no, I know all about that shit, bro.
Okay. Yeah. Shadow people. Okay, that one's from The Exorcist. That's Bigfoot. That is UFOs. And then where he's at, aliens. And then right here, La Llorona. And then just some fucking demon and another fucking demon. Speaking about demons, have you seen the new Doja Cat?
I haven't seen it, no.
It's called Demons. That's all.
Yeah, I know, man. I know. It's like ridiculous. Why? I mean, she's dope, but why?
Yeah, I know. Bro, I looked at that fucking video and I was like, that's some sleep paralysis shit if I've ever seen it, bro. I do have sleep paralysis, bro.
Yeah, I've had it, and you know, at times too, because I used to fucking battle with insomnia like a motherfucker, you know what I mean? Yeah. So when you battle insomnia, you get sleep paralysis. It's fucked up.
It's fucked up. You can't wake up, bro.
You're awake, but you're not.
You're not. I know.
Oh man, I used to be with her, like my wife when she was like my fiance. She'd be right there next to me, and it'd be like 3 a.m, and I'd be like totally awake in my mind, but my body was not able to move. I'd be like, help me.
Oh, fuck.
And I had to, find the way out of it, like snap myself out of it. Yes. and wake myself up.
Oh, my God.
Oh, man, I remember those nights. Now I get enough sleep, so that shit don't happen. But, whenever it happens, I know it's because I haven't had enough sleep, man. It's fucked up.
Bro, there's been times that my son has walked into my room, and I'd be like, help.
Yeah.
And he'd be like, Dad, you okay? Thank you.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Yeah, if someone doesn't wake you up, you got to wake yourself up, because what I would get is like the crazy buzzing in my ear, and then I could hear my heartbeat. I don't know how it happens for you, but that's what I hear. When I know I'm in it, I start hearing like a heavy buzz in my ear, like a high-pitched buzz, and then my heartbeat, and I know I'm in the grip of sleep paralysis then, right? My mind knows. And at that point, I'm like trying to fight it, like get me out of here.
No, I'll tell you how I know. I wake up, open my eyes, I get up out of bed, I look, and I see me sleeping.
That's crazy. I haven't done that one yet.
Oh, my God. And then all of a sudden, I look down my hallway, and I see something dark coming towards me.
And then you jump back in the body. Yeah. Like, oh, shit. No, I know what that is, man, because you try to fight your way out of it. Because you feel like it's a spiritual thing.
It is.
That's happening. And it might be.
Yeah.
They call it sleep paralysis, but who knows? Maybe it's something fucking else. But it feels like a spiritual thing. Like you're on the cusp of like losing your shit.
Absolutely.
And, I wouldn't wish that on nobody. Get your sleep, y'all.
Get your sleep.
Get your fucking sleep.
Absolutely. All right, y'all. 3 more shout outs from me, then we're out of here, Alex. After this, I'm going to give a shout out to my manager, Big D, Compton Kirk, and much love and respect to MC Magic. Thank you guys for putting us on. bReal. Once again, muchas gracias, carnal. Once again, 40 years. I didn't think I was going to be here that long. And 100,000 subscribers. Like, it's a beautiful thing, bro.
It's going to continue to grow.
Thank you, my brother. We out of here. See you guys Wednesday.